Gangs can literally tear a community apart. So it shouldn't be a surprise that one answer to the gang problem might just be a community coming together. Jenny Cunningham shows us now how people in one small town, Toppenish, are taking their community back from the gangs.
Brightly colored murals have made Toppenish a tourist attraction. The Old West history of this eastern Washington town, cowboys, Indians, mule trains, is emblazoned on 70 walls downtown.
A double homicide that happened on March 5th, 2009.
But away from the places visitors see, another Wild West scene is playing out in Toppenish.
If you're old enough to hold a gun and shoot it in somebody's house, then you deserve to be treated as an adult.
I am tired of living in fear.
We didn't hear our own son screaming for help.
When's it going to stop? We need to get it to stop.
I have a database of 261 documented gang members for Toppenish.
Gangs aren't new here, but this level of violence is. In March, 4 young men were taking a shortcut home on foot. A car started chasing them. The passenger jumped out of the car and shot 2 of the boys. They died, and so did Jeanette Silva's dreams for her eldest son, Esteban.
He was a very kind, big kid. His personality, he had a very funny personality.
That shooting didn't just change the lives of family members like the Silvas. It proved to be a tipping point for all of Toppenish. Now residents have launched a grassroots effort aimed at taking back their town.
We had some old people that came to a meeting who said they were scared to go out of their house.
Yakima tribal members Diane and Simon Sampson started the Community Safety Network in April. The goal is to unite school officials, police, church members, and young people in the fight against gang violence. Here's one accomplishment already: block watches.
After that shooting, a couple of us got together and we talked, and it was really easy to agree that we needed to do something.
Another success? Latinos are a big part of the Community Safety Network. More than 70% of Toppenish's 9,000 residents are Latino, but they've been underrepresented in crime-fighting efforts until now. But has this community effort made a difference in gang activity?
We have communication now with the police.
We followed an undercover Toppenish police detective from crime scene to crime scene.
2 shots are fired. Our innocent bystander is hit. Single victim, 6-month pregnant female was shot twice, once in the leg and once in the upper back. Both mom and fetus suffered just minor injuries.
Since March's double homicide, there are more bullets in the night and in the day.
The last time my grandson came over, there was like 6 rounds that went off. It's a house away from me. And I was so scared, and he was shaking, and he's 11.
There's a drug house now, they're slinging dope. You know, and that's wrong. This needs to stop.
Some members of the community group say one way to stop crime is tough legislation. How tough?
The object of that legislation is very simple. That is to enable officers to arrest known gang members for simply associating with another known gang member.
Many of the proposals are aimed at parents.
Holding parents and legal guardians legally and financially responsible for what their kids do in the community if it involves vandalism, if it involves tagging. One of the more controversial ones is to allow parents to force early emancipation of juvenile gang members so the parents don't have to provide them with housing, food, schooling, shelter.
Gosh, if Junior was here, he would take the whole bag of chips, huh?
The Silvas have tried to raise their 4 children right. You can feel the death of Estefan Jr. has cut this loving family to the quick.
It's kind of hard, man. We can stop talking about him, but...
If Estefan were here today, what would he say about this?
I think he would be outside here telling us to change our lives and to help and not to give up on a kid.
Listening to the proposals for legislation at the meeting, this mother could not keep silent.
If something like this was to happen, it's not going to go any easy. It's going to get a lot worse. We need to help our children. not throw them out.
The morning after that emotional meeting, volunteers from the Community Safety Network have agreed to disagree, and together with a church group, they're hard at work in Toppenish. As fast as gangs tag, they're here with brushes and paint. This is what they're trying to prevent. In a nearby town, a beleaguered no man's land sends a clear message: the gangs have won. Back in Toppenish, the Community Safety Network says the message here is equally clear. It may take a patchwork of solutions, but in this Old West town, the good guys will prevail.
You know, we don't get to say this very often, especially when we're talking about gangs and gang violence, but with